welcome to Family Gamer TV. We've just seen Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2, and I've got Justin Weed, creative director on the game, with me at E3. So can you tell us what's different in this version of Plants vs Zombies?
Well, one of the things is the universe has changed. The players are going to be entering a crazy new world in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2. The zombies won the war, and so now the plants have to mount a full attack to try to get the land back, right? So zombies have taken over Suburbia, they've transformed it into Zomburbia. And so for the first time in franchise history, the plants are attacking the zombies and trying to regain that ground.
So you've got some new locations and some new sort of character classes, is that right?
Yeah, so we have 12 new maps. We're going to be going to a variety of different areas. We're going to be going into a time travel theme park. We're going to be going into space. We're going to be going to the Great White North. And
nice.
And obviously, because the zombies won, you're going to be going in a whole bunch of Zomburbified areas. I don't know if that's a real word, but
it is now.
Yeah. In addition, we're going to have 6 brand new playable character classes, 3 on the zombies, 3 on the plants, and so each of them is coming with all new skills, weapons, and abilities.
Now, Plants vs Zombies has always been in the UK a sort of a child-friendly game, a Peggy 7, and in the US I think it's been ESRB, E for everyone 10 plus, isn't it?
That's right.
Is that going to continue in Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare 2?
Oh, absolutely. So we want to make sure that we create a game that, well, we're gamers. So we want to create a game that we love to play as a development team, and a game that our gamers love to play, and we want to make it aspirational for kids and for families to play as well. So we want to make sure that while it has the strategy and the depth of all of the things that you'd expect in a shooter, we want to make sure that it's still accessible and easy for anybody to just pick up and play. And we want to make sure that we're not doing anything or making any decisions that's going to put that at jeopardy.
So I guess in the main that means that there's no blood, but then characters sort of dissolve today when they die, and what happens in that situation?
So the characters don't really die, they get vanquished.
Okay.
And when you see them like laying on the ground, they're actually kind of sleeping. You know, they're not actually, you know, being dismembered or anything like that. There's a few like comical things that we'll do where a zombie's arm might fall off or something like that, but there's no blood, no gore. You got a cute little bone sticking out of the end of them and stuff like that. It's all meant to be really fun and funny. I mean, that's really our thing. We are trying to be the craziest, funniest, over-the-top shooter.
And it seems like this is territory that really you broke new ground with the first game. Splatoon seems to have joined you in that space as a sort of friendly shooter. What do you make of Splatoon?
Good for them. We actually played the game a ton. We're big fans. So, you know, the more the merrier in this space. I think this is the direction I personally would love to see games go into more. Do
you have kids yourself?
I do. I have a 2.5-year-old, and he's already playing Plants vs. Zombies, as you can imagine. And, you know, we have a great time with the game. He knows all the little characters. He has fun with it, you know. And that's what I love. It's just, this game is about also, you know, it has the hardcore elements for strategy and depth, but it brings families together and you can play together. And that's one of the reasons split screen was so important for us, as well as adding a solo play element where you're not forced to play multiplayer anymore. You can actually enjoy the game at your own pace.
And so, I mean, first bit about split screen. The first game was split screen too, is that right?
That's right, but it was only limited to one game mode, a very specific game mode called Survival, and it was only on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. So now we've made split screen available on everything.
So on Wii U as well?
Well, we don't support Wii U.
Oh yeah, because it's EA.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's
unfortunately, it's a limitation of the Frostbite engine that we use. Okay. We would love to make the game work if we could.
Yeah. But I mean, imagine if there's enough demand on Wii U in time. Not to pin you down, but I imagine that's not out of the question.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. But the nice thing is that split screen now and solo play, you can play through the entire game. You don't have to play online, and you can also have multi-account. So if you've got siblings, you know, and they both have their own accounts, they don't have their unlocked characters, their own customizations, you know, they can play with their own characters and not have to kind of leech off the other person's account. So there's a lot of stuff that we're doing to try to make sure that families can play together.
Yeah. That sounds really good. So is there anything else you'd like to highlight about what's new in this upcoming game? We've just been playing it. It does look really good.
Well, I mean, honestly, I have a ton of fun working on it. I have a ton of fun playing it. It's honestly a really refreshing game to be working on. It's just every day is a fun new challenge for me personally.
You got a good job.
It's a great job, it really is.
Yeah.
And we have an amazing team that works on the game. They almost all of them have kids as well, so it's really great for them. We bring the kids in the office, they come and play, they give us great feedback. It's just a great environment to be in. So, I mean, the game's coming out in spring of 2016 on Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4.
So not on the previous generation, the 360 or PlayStation 3?
No, unfortunately, we had to make a really hard decision there because in order to make the game that we wanted to make by adding all of the new character classes, by adding, bringing our maps to life at the level that you saw today, it wasn't able to port that over to the old generation of consoles. We would have had to make too many sacrifices to the next generation, or we would have had to have made a kind of a watered down version of the game, which that would have just taken our time away from this generation of consoles.
I mean, it's something that other platform holders or publishers do, so I guess it's just a matter of the demand justifying that extra spend and maybe getting a second dev team in to convert it.
That's exactly right. It's really a matter of when, not if. And so we made the decision, because we're also a smaller development studio in comparison to, the bigger titles as well. So, it's something that we talked a lot about, let me tell you. Like, we went back and forth on it, and it was a really, really hard decision. But one of the things that made it okay for us in the end was the ability to transfer your characters from, your Garden Warfare 1 experience over to the new game. So now, players that have unlocked all the sunflowers, all the cactus characters, well, they can bring them into their new experience and continue to play.
Yeah. Well, that's great. So, fingers crossed we'll see it on 360 and PS3 at some point, and I'd love it on Wii U, but it sounds like that's a difficult thing. But really, thanks for your time, I really appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much.